Okay, I am going to make a dragon fruit flower marker. What is that? Well, this is a show where the dragon fruit bud is the flower bud. You know, if somebody comes to your house and you say, "Hey, take care of my dragon fruits," and say, "Hey, take care of my buds or pollinate them." Well, how do they know where it is if they never, if they're not familiar with your plants and your flowers? So you saw I use twine. This is something I use. I mean, you could use anything. I was hoping I can use those gift wrapping or Christmas type bow ribbons, right? Those thin ones, but I couldn't find them, so I'm just using a twine, which is okay to use. So basically, I'm gonna tie a knot right here. The reason why I'm doing this is that I'm gonna go on vacation, and my nephew Anthony is gonna come here and help me fertilize or pollinate the flowers because they're gonna open when I'm gone. So I made a knot right here. Yeah, learned this from MacGyver. Yeah, I always talk about MacGyver. That's because when I first came to, I was born in China, so when I first came to the US, I watched a lot of MacGyver. And of course, I watch a lot of Mickey Mouse too, so that's why I'm using duct tape. And I use a red colored duct tape because it attracts the eyes here so that you can see it easily. So let's see, I'm gonna cut this a little bit, and I put that on the bottom so it's kind of like a flag. So when Anthony comes over here, he can just see it. And then, so here you go. Here is a dragon fruit bud right here. So right there like that. Now, because Anthony doesn't know where they are, I'm gonna just loop this right here, and then that knot that I tie, the MacGyver knot. See, just like that. See, luckily the dragon fruit branches are shaped like this with a little big piece and then a narrow piece. So this could be a necktie right here, so it won't fall off. See, like this, it's hanging down, so he sees it. When he walks by my planter, he will see this, but I'm gonna add another flag here in case, if you're gonna do it right, make sure he sees it. So let me just cut another piece of tape right here, like that. And then I just tie it in the midsection of this. Yeah, just stick it to the midsection so that he has an extra. Now to do a little bit more of MacGyver stuff here, is I got these clips that my wife used for her plants. That's to clip a flower stem to a stick or something like that, right? So she has a bunch of these, and it just so happens to be dragonfly, my favorite insect. Yeah, so I say a lot about MacGyver and Mickey Mouse, right? So Mickey Mouse, obviously I'm combining both things. I'm doing MacGyver and Mickey Mouse stuff to make it work, whatever you have around the house. And there you go. Yeah, I watched so much of Mickey and MacGyver. I got an A in their class, Now I am not the top student, of course. To be the top student in MacGyver's class, you need to be a mechanical engineer or something. And then, just so you know, MacGyver, if you're better than an A student, right? There's a prize that he gives you. So, what's higher than an A? Well, let me show you. So MacGyver, being a Scottish guy, look above that letter A. See, in certain European countries, they have a letter A with a ring above it. Yeah, so MacGyver took that and called it his MacGyver's ring. So if you get an A, or a person who's better than an A student, he'll give you his coveted ring. Now, not to be outdone by MacGyver, Mickey Mouse also has a name for this thing. He also used this, but he doesn't call it a ring. He called it his Mickey Mouse row for duct tape, a row of duct tape, right? So now, but then for this class, Mickey's not like MacGyver. He doesn't need a mechanical engineering degree or anything like that. To get his his famous row, he just asks you like, hey, all kind of random questions, right? So he asked the class, hey, who knows the name of my best friend, right? You know, being, you just came to the country and all, I don't know. And then he pointed at me, right? You know the name of my best friend? Don't know. See, that's how I reply. Then he thought that I said, Donald. I think I said, don't know. Donald? Yep. And that's how I got this row of don't know duct tape. All legit here. Unlike some things in life where you can get by with the fake stuff, not here, all legit. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about Anthony's dragon fruit pollination guide. So I'm leaving these instructions for Anthony when he comes to my house to help him out because I'm gonna set him up to succeed, right? I basically modify my dragon fruit tracking log to basically for him. So there are only so many plants that I have that have flower buds. So my purple haze, there's May 22nd, so this is what it is. The buds means when it showed up. So about 40 days from now, that'll be around June 30th, and that's when I'm not here. So I put a little note here, use pollen from other variety flowers. And he knows what that means. That means it needs to be cross-pollinated. See, sterile, that's what it means. And then these, when it's a fertile, it can use its own pollen. So you can just get pollen from American Beauty and pollinate it itself. So he knows how to do that. And I showed him already. This is just a kind of a reminder on what he needs to do. So basically, let's walk over here. Now you see all these, oh, let me just take the camera off my harness. See all these little flags that's hanging? See? That's where all these flower buds are. See? Here's a young American Beauty. And then here's two over here. Now this one, I'm just putting one flag, right? He's gonna know by walking over here that there's gonna be two buds. I mean, that's right in his face. He doesn't need another one just to say, oh, well, I don't see another one, unless he's crazy enough to keep looking, right? Oh, where's the fifth one? Where's the fifth one? Yeah, they're just right here. Two of them are together using the same flag, so same identifier. So the little dragonflies that I clip on there is basically as weight. So to keep the thing from flying all over the place, because once the string flies all over the place, you know, he probably won't see the flag. So that's just to weight down the string a little bit, so that he can see where all the buds are. See, so when he just come over here, he can just walk around. You know, let's walk around this side here, so you can see. See, look at all those. You know, see all the little flags hanging down. See, just like that, it catches your eyes, right? It draws your attention to the purple haze right here, because you know, flags right here, and there they are. So that's very easy for him. So the instructions are right here. So, and I also put on a title, evenings only. So that means the flowers will only open in the evenings, and he knows about that. Yep. And so that's this is the guy for him. So I'm gonna leave it for him, and actually I'm gonna text it to him because these young guys, right? Oh, by the way, Anthony is the kid that, or my nephew, that graduated just over the weekend with a mechanical engineering degree. So, in addition to pollinating, I also ask him to checking and watering, because he needs to help me water, because when I'm gone, okay, let me put this away so I can show him what to do. So on the first day, so let's say Monday, right, there's nothing he needs to do because I'm still here. And then on Tuesday, when I'm not here, he needs to check for dragon fruit flowers, CTF or dragon fruit. So he needs to walk around to see if there's any flowers open. Let's say if this one opens, then he needs to pollinate it, right? If this American Beauty opens, or whichever one on this list that he needs to do, he needs to pollinate it. And I taught him how to save the pollen from the flowers. So, yep. So that's what he does on that first day. Second day, he check for flowers. There's nothing he needs to do. Now on the third day, wet the figs, number one. So, okay, being the two-timer that I am, I also grow figs. So I have 3 prize fig plants that I have. So these are the 3. And he knows this fig pot number 1 because it's closest to the house. The second one and the third one. And the reason why I say fig number 1 for him is that this one draws the most water because it has so much leaves. So for some reason, this guy just need more water. And all he can tell by if it needs water by lifting the pot a little bit, he can feel it. And also seeing the leaves, if it curls up, that means it needs water. So to wet it, let me show him what he needs to do. This is exactly what he needs to do for dragon fruits too. When you so here's the little handheld water sprayer. You know, turn on the faucet. To wet it, just about a minute. So just this is what I mean, just like that first, you know, for the for a second or two, right, until it wets, and then and we're just gonna talk about the wetting, right? And then for a whole minute you just keep watering, and that's the same kind of technique for dragon fruit watering. So dragon fruits doesn't need as much water. So the only time he needs to water, oops, I got some water on this thing. The only time he needs to water dragon fruit, I've highlighted in red, and that's on July 2nd. See, that's a long time, right? So to water dragon fruit, and I'll show him the technique that he needs to do. You don't just spray water all from the get-go, right? You need to, because the soil, when it dries, it kind of forms a crust. When it's crusted, it kind of propels the water from getting into the soil. So you need to wet it first, and then you walk to the next plant and wet that one like that. Just a little spray, just wet the topsoil to break down the crust, and then you start watering for 5 minutes. Yep, so 5 minutes is what you need to do to water these pots. And I wrote it on here. Wow, I got so much water on here now. Sorry about that. See, approximate water opening. Okay, that's the whatever. So wet is equal to 1 minute, water equals 5 minutes. So see, some figs you need to water. See, water figs, and then here's a wet fig. So water dragon fruit. So he needs to water all 11 pots of my dragon fruit and 3 pots of my figs. Yeah, so that's 5 minutes each. Yeah, you do the math, right? So he's doing me a real solid. So I really appreciate his help. So maybe when he comes back, I'll give him my, I'll pass this along to him, the don't know duct tape for him. See, he has his prize. But, well, thank you, Anthony.